And if you at a point in your life as a man and you not yet taking accountability for your actions yet, you ain't ready for no relationship. You ain't ready for no kids. Yeah, YouTube, what's good? Back with another video. You know the vibes. When I'm in the whip, you know I'm going. You know where I'm coming from. Just leaving the gym. Literally just walked out of the gym. And you know, today was a Sunday, so more accessory work, cardio, core, shoulders, you know, cable shit, stretches, all that. So I feel great. But I wanted to talk to y'all today about, cause I know I jumped into this, and I know y'all hear me talk about body game, y'all hear me talk about a bunch of shit regarding relationships, and I don't want to get it fucked up. You know, I don't consider myself like a relationship guru, a dating coach, none of that shit. But I do want to make sure I'm giving y'all, you know, some good advice, you know, some shit that maybe your dad probably never taught you, or maybe you wish you had a big brother to coach you on some shit. That's more what my lane is. Like, I just want to help y'all to not make some of the dumb decisions and shit that I made, that I went through. Because I've been through every stage, right? I had a whole phase. I've been a dork for bitches. You know, I've been friend zoned, been married, divorced, had a rotation of girls, all of that. So I've been through every level. So I just want to give y'all more so my insight on relationships and shit, like my view of it and how I think you should conduct yourself, right? So from my mouth, the horse's mouth, I want y'all to know, well, I guess technically the wolf's mouth, right? But my view on relationships, I don't have a problem with relationships. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think marriage is a bad thing, right? You know, contrary to popular belief. I don't see no problem with it, right? But what I do not advocate for, what I don't want to deal with, what I don't want y'all doing is getting into these relationships or these marriages and shit in dysfunction. I'm not for dysfunction. I'm not for the nonsense shit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times what it is y'all starting off the relationship with a terrible foundation. You know, it's already rocky. You know, y'all just together because y'all hooked up. You know, y'all in a relationship. Y'all just fucking each other, so y'all technically together. And you know, there's no foundation. There's no end goal. There's no growth. There's no communication. There's nothing there but sex. Just lustful sex and shit like that, and there's nothing to build on top of, and then y'all making kids. I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not for that type of foolishness, because that's what got our community all fucked up and jacked up now, right? I don't have a problem with relationships and marriage, because as a father, I'm a father, and I take care of my nieces and nephews. I always say it, but I'm all for kids growing up in a two-parent household. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a two-parent household, this, that, and the third. Regardless of what my parents went through, they was always around. You know, my dad and mom, I never seen them fight. They always been in my life. You know, my dad always been in my life. So that's the type of, you know, that's what you want to see as a kid. You know, you want to see strong men, you know, parents, you know, that good connection. We don't get that no more. Everything is so fast, microwave, I'm ready to leave you, right? And I know the shit I talk about may seem like contradicting, but at the same time, it's a different time and age than it was back in the 80s, back in the 70s. Back then, this ain't the same era. You know what I'm saying? Girls' patience is thin, you know? So, as much as I say this shit is a game, yeah, the game never stops, you know? Even in marriage, even in relationships, the game doesn't stop. It's just a different way you have to play it, right? The same way you go out and would have got your girl or any girl when you were single, the shit you had to do, you know, bring that excitement, you know, make her feel a type of way, the nasty fucking lustful sex you was trying to have with her. You still got to incorporate that into your relationship, into your marriage. You still got to make it fun, exciting. You still got to keep yourself up. You still got to keep her interested. You still got to keep her from not wanting other options. And vice versa. She got to keep you interested. Make sure you want to stay home. Make sure you ain't looking at other bitches. You know what I'm saying? This is all, it's a game you got to play. The game doesn't stop. You know? So I don't want y'all to sit here and listen to me and think that, you know, I'm telling y'all to hate women or this, that, and the third. I don't think you should stay single forever. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? I am saying you need to be discerning. You need to be intentional with how you dealing with women. You know, if you in your hoe phase, be a hoe. Go get, go out there and knock down as many bitches as you want. Safely. Safely and responsibly. But, don't try to sit there and make relationships out of those. Right? Don't sit there and try to wife them. That's not what type of timing you want. And then if you is in that mindset, all right, well, I am going to, settle down or something like that. If you're going to settle down and try to set up shop, start your own family, do it with somebody who's is a balance in the leverage. You know what I'm saying? If you a single black male or whatever, I'm not even gonna say race. If you a single male, and you got your life together, you're on the right path, money, financially, shit like that. You want to find a girl who's just like that, or even, because that don't even matter. But you want to find her like that, where the balance, the leverage is cool, right? The right amount of equity. Don't get with no girl who got three kids, and three different baby fathers, three different dads for their children. She got terrible credit. She's still out partying. The kids at her grandma's house, and you want to go deal with that because she got a fat ass and she pretty, and you think you should be the next father for her child number 4. That's foolishness. That's dysfunction. That's the shit I'm talking about. I don't have a problem with y'all. If you're going to date a single mother, that's cool. But make sure it makes sense. But I prefer, this is just me talking, I prefer you without kids, go get a girl without kids to eliminate that issue in the first place, to delete all that dysfunction that could possibly occur, and then start your own family, start your own setup. But only do that if you plan on marrying her. Don't have kids if you're not going to marry her. That goes into the dysfunction. What's her mindset? Right? All of this stuff is stuff you got to understand about yourself, bro. Everybody talk about what you bring to the table. Fuck all that. What will make you happy? What in your life, what kind of girl will make you happy? It's got to be beyond looks, bro. It's got to be beyond looks, because her looks is going to fade. Her looks is going to fade. No matter how much she want them to stay, how long she can last it out past the wall, they're going to fade. That's just time. You're not going to beat time. She's going to hit that wall. Now, what after that is going to make you want to stay with her? What after that, after her looks, what else does she have that beats out the rest of the competition? What about her after her looks is going to beat out the next 21-year-old that just hit the market yesterday or today? It's got to be deeper than looks. But I'm all for relationships. I'm all for marriage, but I want smart, stable, stability, so that we could create these communities. The family creates the community. And as dads, as men, you want to be, in your kids' lives. And a lot of times you're not going to get your kids if you doing a separate thing. A lot of times, the majority of the times, you're not going to have them. So the best way for you to do that is to be married to the woman, so that you could be in the household with your kids, so that they can get that discipline, they can get that guidance, they can get that structure, they can get that parental environment, so that they can flourish. You know what I'm saying? If you sitting there nowadays, everybody think they can do it on their own. Girls think they can do it without the dad and shit like that, and then you see the results of it. Not taking nothing away. You always got to put the caveat in there. I'm not taking nothing away from the mothers out there doing it, but you shouldn't have to do it by yourself, and you're not going to be able to do it by yourself at a high level. Some shit that kids are missing out on is only the shit that dads can give them. Right? Just like a lot of shit that dads can't give them, only the mothers can. But it's easier when y'all in the house together. It's a team effort. They can get it at the same time, and that way it's a flow, and it's not in the kids' psychologically the kids are developing properly. So that's my looks on, that's my take on relationships. I'm all for y'all getting a girl, at the right time in your life. You're going to get a girl, you're going to settle down and set up shop. If If that's what type of time you want, that's what at the point of your life, that's what you want to do, that's what the life you want to lead, then do that. You know what I'm saying? Living on your terms, being true to yourself. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? As much as I've been able to get women, I ain't never wanted to have like 100 different women, like maybe like 50 women or shit like that. You know, at the most, at one time, I need, you know, if I was gonna be single and do my own thing, 3 to 5. I don't have the patience to be dealing with bitches all the time. I don't have the patience to be talking to them all the time. I don't have the patience to be, you know, I don't have the mental capacity to sit there and be dealing with bitches, you know, all the time. Or have it take up that much space in my mind. I don't have it, and I can't stand it. So at this point in my life, yeah, I'm cool with being in a relationship. I'm cool with settling down. Nigga, I'm about to be 30, right? I'll be 30 this year. So like I said, that's the point I'm at in my life. And I done been through it. I already been married. I already been had a whole phase. I had a rotation. Been a dork. Been in the friend zone. And did all of this shit. Traveled the world. So it's like I did all this shit. So I'm cool with settling down, but I know how to pick. I know how to pick better than I used to. I know what the fuck I'm going to tolerate and what I'm not going to tolerate. And I know what kind of mindset I look for in a woman. I know how I want my woman to carry herself. And I know how she's going to, like, how we communicate, how we respond to each other. All of that, I know how to pick. So when it's time to, you know, if you want to settle down, set up shops, do a family and all that, you know you got the right one. That comes with understanding you. It always gonna come back to you. You're always gonna have to understand yourself. And if you at a point in your life as a man and you're not yet taking accountability for your actions yet, you ain't ready for no relationship, you ain't ready for no kids. If you as a man have not got to the point where you have to embrace accountability, that every fucking thing that happens in your life is 100% your fault. Until you get to that point, you're not ready for none of this grown man shit. You're not ready for a family. You're not ready for kids. You're not even ready to really be dealing with bitches like that, because you're still in a child's mind frame. You know, because you're not able to man up and accept that the reason your life is how it is your fault. The reason your girls is acting the way they is your fault. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think women have a great place in a man's life. The right woman, though. And that all comes back to you picking them. I think women have an excellent place in a man's life. They're a great accessory. They're a great add-on to you, and they're a great muse. A good woman is a good driving force for a man who's on a mission. Because sometimes you might be drained and shit like that, and she might just need that little bit of life she speaks into you. Might be the next thing for you to get over that hump, to get to the next bullseye. You know what I'm saying? To charge you back up. The wrong woman, you already drained. She ain't gonna do nothing but pull you off the charger. She ain't gonna do nothing but pull you off the charger. So you gotta, it's just important. But like that's all I want to get to y'all. My view on relationships is, I believe that if you want to have kids and have a family, then marriage, or at least a 2-parent household, is the way to go. If that's not the life you want to live, you want to live this bachelor life and shit like that, you want to stay single as long as possible, that's fine. But understand that don't bring any kids into the equation. You know? And that's all I got for y'all. So that's all I got. I just wanted to touch on that because I don't want nobody to ever get my messages confused on what I talk about. Just because the facts are the facts, you know, it doesn't change. You know, I'm just speaking the facts. But that's all I got for y'all. Yo. Until next time, it was Wolfgang Peak. It's Wolfgang Lifestyle, and I'm out.